Buenos dias, mi gente. It is Rob. It is day 51. This is going to be quick on the 6th of December because I'm late. And I'm late because I had a conference call this morning that started at 7 and I wasn't done with my videos and blah, 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 blah. I'm here. That's all that's important. So thank you for watching. This morning as I was thinking about all the things that I'm thankful for, reflecting on my day yesterday, I came to story time, right? Like I told you yesterday morning that it was going to be an incredible day, and it was, right? And sometimes incredible days are days where we learn a lot, and it doesn't feel incredible, but then when we look back, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I needed to go through every one of those experiences. So, it started yesterday with the video, left the video, and then kind of, had to frantically run around and do some daddy stuff. And, had a really nice time with my daughter at her field trip. And then after the field trip, she asked me to come have lunch with her, right? And of course I was like, yeah, no, I can't, right? I've just been here for like 2 hours at the hospital watching them, with a puppet. No, I got to go. And then I was like, you know what, bro, you got to go, right? What's another hour, right? What's another 45 minutes? And so I went and picked up lunch. I actually came home, checked my email real quick, did a couple things, and then went back to school. As I walk into the school, right, I see Sam walking out of the principal's office with the principal and a police officer, and I'm just dumbfounded. I'm like, what WTF is going on around here? Well, long story short, he has he needs to discipline himself a little bit, right? He's being a chameleon, and he's taking on the persona of group that he's with. And as his parent, I'm glad that I walked in there at the same time. You think there's something to that? Is that just a coincidence? Yeah, probably not. Because I'd have never heard about it otherwise. So anyway, that was interesting. Had an appointment yesterday afternoon with Jack, and that was tough, right? It's tough to see him in that setting and having somebody diagnose his behavior. So it was a little difficult. But then, I got home and I'm working, and the creeper called. And I was fully anticipating the creeper to give me, he's usually real rigid. What? Crying, all this stuff. But it wasn't like that at all. And we actually had a really good chat. And we talked about some of the things that I'm uncomfortable talking about here. And that would be things like to say that I'm praying. Because I think I shared with you that I said, forget it, right? Like, I'm going to stop putting these boundaries in my mind, and I'm going to accept the fact that there are things that I don't understand, but I know are here, right? And so I reject the notion of, like, much like when we started this talking about discipline, like the idea of God and, all of that stuff and praying, like I felt false saying that. And this is about keeping it real. You saw Real Rob yesterday crying, just at the awesomeness of the power of the connection that I have with some people that are watching this. And so, I was telling the creeper, I'm like, I just have to get comfortable saying those words out loud, that I just have to get comfortable with it. And in that moment, and at the end of that conversation, we hung up, and I'm like, all right, creeper, love you, talk to you later. It's like, and I'm like, what is it? That was 3 phone calls yesterday, at the end of which I said, I love you, and the person on the other end of the phone, all 3 dudes, customer, were very uncomfortable with it. Not as uncomfortable as they used to be, but still uncomfortable. And I thought to myself, like, man, how many guys out there are uncomfortable telling another man that they love them, another grown man? Especially, it's one thing telling your kids, right? But like telling another grown man, and if you can't even do it on the phone, can you imagine what it's like in person? And I was just thinking about, I'm gonna challenge everybody out there. Like, if you've got friends that you don't, that are really meaningful to you, get comfortable telling them you love them. And if you need a reminder of that, this coverage of President Bush being buried, and they talking about his last moments on the earth as a human, blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And the last conversation, the last words that came out of his mouth are "I love you too," talking to his son, who's a grown ass man. So, you know what? I'm going to be more like George, but I'm going to be more like 41. I'm going to tell my buddies, I'm going to tell everybody that I love them. And if you're not comfortable, that's okay. But I would challenge you, get comfortable telling people that you wouldn't normally, a previous version of you wouldn't have told you love them. What's the worst thing that could happen, right? Somebody be like, did you really just tell him you love him? Like, yes, I did. Love him, right? I love that person. I love that man. And if they want to do stupid stuff, let them. That's a them problem, not a you problem. So that's it, man. That's story time for the day. That's my lesson for the day. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry for crying yesterday. I love all you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Hands up. We're better together. We're done.